for 9 years. The people I spoke with telling me that her tragic murder is a loss to the community.
Big loss. And the loss is to the community. The sorrow is on the hearts of the students who she had, both current and past students.
Leah Burnside's daughter called the Hendry County Sheriff's Office Wednesday night, saying her father, Brantley Burnside, said he killed her mother.
Never seen that in my 22 years of law enforcement.
The shooting happened at the Burnsides' home on the 300 block of Clark Street. Sheriff Steve Whitten tells me the Sheriff's Office had never gotten a call to go to the Burnside house prior to that night.
Extremely sad situation, and one of the problems that we as a community have with a case like this is that there's no explanation, there's no reason, there's no why. So over an argument.
Now remembering what impact she made on the students she taught.
Extremely innovative in the way that she presented her material.
The children that she taught are seriously impacted. They're hurting. A lot of her colleagues are hurting right now.
Paletti says the school has been providing grief counseling for those in need.
It's a very well-loved, well-liked person.
And it really makes you realize what's really important.
On Monday, teachers will be wearing purple in honor of Leah's favorite color. But that color has another meaning. It's the color that represents National Domestic Violence Month, which starts in October. In Labelle, Alyssa Dickert, Fox 4 in your corner.
You can count on 4 in your corner to bring you updates on both of these developing stories, both on air and online at fox4now.com. And coming up in our next half hour, we are speaking to a local grieving center on how the community can help families and children heal from tragedies and from losing a loved one. 4 in your corner is working to find out what led to this heavy police presence in Cape Coral. It happened on Southeast 45th Street. This is between Santa Barbara and Palm Trees Boulevard. You can count on Fox 4 to bring you any new updates as they come into our newsroom.
I'm sure you've got high school football games to attend this evening. The weather should be just perfect. We're expecting partly cloudy skies, temperatures dropping off through the 80s. We did have the Gulf sea breeze that kicked in today, so we had a few clouds this morning. It was high, thin cirrus clouds this afternoon, stratocumulus. No rain, though, but our temperatures, it was up there, 93 degrees at Page. Now we're dropping into the 80s. It'll drop slowly through the 80s with that east-northeasterly wind at 5 to 10 this evening, so not bad whatsoever. Here's your forecast heading out the door. Partly cloudy skies, temperatures down to 78 by midnight. Overnight lows will drop into the low to mid 70s, and this weekend looking good, although we've got some changes coming up next week. I'll explain in just a bit.
We have a sad update to a story we brought you earlier this week. Police are now confirming that a missing man from Lehigh Acres was found dead in a car that was pulled from a Fort Myers lake on Monday. 19-year-old Santiago Gomez was reporting missing last week when he never returned home from his job at the Chili's on 6 Mile Cypress in Fort Myers. Investigators found his car in a lake at Forum Boulevard and Warrior Way. They believe he died in a single car crash. A Naples woman involved in a fiery I-75 crash in Alico has now died. The crash happened Wednesday night when a car stopped, setting off a chain reaction crash. One of the cars caught on fire and spread to 26-year-old Anna Valdez's car. She died at the hospital yesterday. And we know a political hopeful, Jesse Purdon, was driving another car involved in that wreck. He's running to be the state representative for District 76. That district covers Pine Island, Sanibel, Fort Myers Beach, Estero, and Bonita Springs. Purdon wrote on Facebook that he is okay. New at 6, a Port Charlotte woman is accused of making a threat that led to a school lockdown this week. Sarasota deputies charged this woman, Kimberly Brazel, with aggravated stalking and grand theft. Deputies say on Monday, Brazel contacted a woman whose child attends Garden Elementary School and threatened to harm that child. The woman called school officials, and that sparked the lockdown. Well, if you're heading out this weekend, good news for you. Tarpon Bay Beach in Sanibel is now safe for swimming. The Florida Department of Health is lifting its advisory about high bacteria levels there after new tests gave it the all clear. The DEP says Lighthouse Beach and Bowman's Beach are also safe to swim in, so get your bathing suits ready. Well, Four in Your Corner is on Water Watch. We're keeping you up to date on Lake Okeechobee releases and conditions. The Army Corps of Engineers say they are continuing to not release any water from Lake O. This is due to drier conditions. Recent tropical storms are pulling moisture away from our state. However, they will monitor conditions to see if they need to make any adjustments. Now, over the past week, the Army Corps reported signs of algae in the lake near Port Mayaca. However, the Department of Environmental Protection say that toxic bloom potential continues to decrease in the lake. And it looks like red tide is creeping back into Southwest Florida waterways. I know you don't want to hear this. This is a look at the Florida Fish and Wildlife's red tide map. You can see there are low concentrations off of Fort Myers Beach and the Collier County coast. FWC says there have been no fish kills associated with these red tide reports. Oh yes, that's my favorite song of the week and my favorite song of Friday, because Fridays at Fox 4 are all about football. The Friday football frenzy on Fox 4 continues. Our game of the week takes us to Collier County. The Naples High Golden Eagles are taking on the Barron Collier High Cougars. Meteorologist Eric Stone is at Barron Collier right now to see what's going on ahead of the game. Eric, it looks like things are picking up over there.
That's right. You know, after a hard day work of missing field goals, I need something to eat, and I'm always looking for something to eat. And we've got something really special, in fact. I don't know what this is, but it's being cooked up by the mayor, not Randy Henderson, but a different mayor. Look at that. That's a burger and a hot dog, and looks like a cheeseburger with a hot dog on top. Okay, so tell us a little bit about how you come up with this idea, and you know, they sell, right?
They sell incredible. I just one day just thought, you know what? I like hot dogs. I like burgers. Why not put it on together on the same one? Cut the hot dog, put it on the flat top so it gets that nice little char. Steam the cheese on there and serve it up. And this one's for you.
All right. Hey, look at that. I didn't even make the field goal, and I don't even know what to call it. A cheese hot dog?
It's called the mayor.
It's called the mayor?
It's
All
called
right.
the mayor.
The mayor says it's called the mayor, so I'm going to call it the mayor, and we'll taste it. Shari, don't be jealous. Oh, that's pretty good. So if you come out here to the game, Barron Collier, Naples, you definitely want to try one of these. Come say hi to the mayor. Live in Naples, if I can swallow it right, Fox 4 meteorologist Eric Stone.
Be careful, Stone. Do not choke. Now, if we want to see your school spirit pictures, you can send those photos or tag them at #Fox4Frenzy on any of our social media platforms. We want to put them on the air and online and show how awesome the Southwest Florida school spirit really is. Well, Disney fans, we got something for you. There is a new attraction at Disney World in Orlando that'll help you get around the park without having to walk. We'll tell you what it is and when you can go for a ride. Plus, straight ahead, two seniors are on a mission to protect paradise one stitch at a time. Their mission to reduce plastic use. Coming up, you're watching Fox 4 News at 6.
Live from the station that's in your corner, you're watching Fox 4 News at 6.
Tonight, we're shining a spotlight on two volunteers at a state park on Florida's Treasure Coast who are doing what they can to protect our paradise. Take a look at how two friends were able to take a lifelong hobby and stitch together a business. John Shaman from our sister station in West Palm Beach has this awesome story.
At Sebastian Inlet State Park,
I hand quilted.
Inside the Fishing Museum,
The word will get out.
You can buy not only postcards, but the creations of Nanette Wall and Ethel Ford, the recycling grannies.
And these are some handbags that are quite popular in design.
Dozens of their crafts hang in the gift shop made of plarn. Plarn?
Plastic shopping bags cut up in strips.
25 years ago, Wall says a friend needed something to hold wet shoes. She heard about this craft that combined sewing and crocheting with plastic and brought the idea here as a volunteer.
People donate these bags.
Both women see craft items online and wonder how they can make it from plarn.
It's fun coming up with the idea. It's fun seeing it all come together and to look nice. I enjoy doing it. For me, it's like a pastime.
The recycling grannies have also been known to weave in old fishing line into their creations. Small items take 10 to 15 bags. Bigger ones use dozens. A sleeping mat for the homeless took hundreds. So it's not a stretch to say these ladies have kept thousands of bags out of the landfills and, more importantly, the natural environment.
You need to. help the environment in one way, even if it's just a small way, but to keeping all this out.
Half of the profits go right back to the park, and the recycling grannies are always looking for donations to turn those bags into bottle holders and beyond.
This weekend, Disney World is introducing a new way to get around the resort. The Disney Skyliner gondolas are the latest addition to one of the largest private transportation systems in the U.S. It's an aerial tram system that whisks visitors from hotels to theme parks while going 11 miles per hour. The 300 enclosed gondola cabins are joining 420 buses, 6 minivans, 30 parking lot trams, and nearly 30 watercraft and 12 monorail trains. The gondolas will debut this Sunday. A young USF student, go Bulls, is studying molecular biology to one day find a cure for Friedreich's ataxia, a neuromuscular disease. Both Christian and his twin sister were diagnosed as kids. FA slowly deteriorates the nerves in their bodies, and their muscles don't properly communicate with their brain. Well, Christian is working with FARA, which is a nonprofit group that helps all FA patients raise money for research.
And that is just huge because sure, you can help me when I fall, you can pick me up, you can lend me a helping hand, but if you can find a cure or even a treatment, that's like unthinkable, beyond words.
His determination is beyond words. He hopes that soon he will be able to help find a cure, not just for himself, but his sister and everyone else out there who has FA.
It is a gorgeous Friday evening, and wouldn't you love to be here? This is from the Pink Shell Storm Smart Skycam, Fort Myers Beach, and we've got the sun setting this evening. Beautiful conditions. Looking forward to a very nice weekend. As a matter of fact, temperatures are going to be a little bit above what they were today, so it will be warm, a little bit more humidity, but you know what? You're going to have a good one. So this is what we're looking forward to. Mainly dry conditions, humidity up just a bit, breezy on Sunday. A pressure gradient is going to set up as high pressure scoots to the west and takes over the eastern seaboard. That will send us that east-northeasterly wind flow, pulls in a little bit of moisture from the Atlantic, along with breezy conditions, so maybe a shower, but more than likely most areas will stay dry, so go ahead and make your plans. This evening we had some clouds, and that's coming in from that Gulf sea breeze. They're going to dissipate. Will be partly cloudy to mostly clear overnight. And if you take a look at our water vapor image, we still have that upper level low, we call that a tut, that's sitting out here in the Atlantic. It's trying to push drier air into Florida. However, the Gulf sea breeze is pushing it back out in the Atlantic. But this is the thing that has been causing problems for Karen. Karen is now weakened to just a remnant low, so that's great. It's dying out. The Hurricane Center will not be issuing anything else on this. We still have Lorenzo, but even that is heading out in the Atlantic, so no problem. So Paige, high today, 93 degrees. Normal is 90, so slightly above average for this time of the year. Our clouds are pretty much going to be gone tonight. Tomorrow we'll have partly cloudy skies, still with that easterly flow, so our winds about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Very low rain chances through the weekend. Any chance at all looks like it'll be to the south across Collier County. This ridge of high pressure is so dominant out here across much of the country with record highs over the center and the east. But look what happens as we head into next week. Cooler intrusions start coming south out of Canada. Eventually that ridge is going to start breaking down, and yes, our temperatures will cool off only slightly. 89 right now. It's 46% humidity. We've got winds out of the northeast at 10 miles per hour. Temperatures in the upper 80s to around 90 for this Friday evening. Winds out of the east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. There might still be some gusts up to 15. Humidity levels not bad at all. Your dew points upper 60s to 70. Ooh, Fort Myers 66 degrees. That's comfortable. So for tonight, partly cloudy to mostly clear. Comfortable, calm winds, low of 72. Tomorrow, 93 degrees. It'll be warm. Ingman Marine forecast sees 2 feet or less, light chop on those waters, and here's your extended forecast. Take you through a beautiful weekend. Chance for rain comes back next week.
Oh yeah, there is Flashback Friday, Fantastic Friday, but the one that matters to us is Friday Football Frenzy right here on Fox 4. We are all set to keep a close eye on our game of the week, where the Naples High Golden Eagles are taking on the Barron Collier High Cougars. Meteorologist Eric Stone is at Barron Collier right now. And Stone, we know that you made your field goal. Actually, you didn't, but you made it a couple weeks ago, so we're giving you credit for that. You ate good food. What are you up to now?
And Selena.
Oh, you know, that burger hot dog combination was really, really good. You know what else here is going on in Barron Collier High School? It's senior night. It's senior night for the band members, and the line extends a quarter of the way around the track, as there are a couple hundred band members here that are seniors. In fact, they are celebrating right now with their parents, with their families, with their brothers and sisters. The seniors are wearing little sashes or little hats that have the word senior on them, and it's just a really good time out here. One thing I do want to mention, that if you do take any pictures, hashtag Fox4Frenzy on social media. We may even be able to get them on air. Otherwise, have a good time. Things looking really good out here. Both teams have been practicing out here, and again, they're celebrating senior night. They already had senior night for the football players, and now, as you can see, they're having senior night for the band members, and a couple hundred band members. I saw them come in about 20 minutes ago. It took them about 10 minutes just to get through the gate. That's how many of them there were. So things are looking pretty good out here. We still have about 35 minutes until game time. Again, Naples, undefeated, #4 school in the state of Florida, playing here in Barron Collier High School. Live in Naples, I'm Fox 4 meteorologist Eric Stone.
I wasn't expecting him to be alive, first of all. Second of all, now he's kind of making a joke of it.
Talk about a miracle. A man survives being trapped under a tractor trailer after a crash. What he did that left first responders in complete shock. You're watching Fox 4 News at 6.
Too much.
A driver in New York crushed by a 22-ton tractor trailer not only lived to tell about it, he joked with first responders and even recorded his own rescue. A crash left Jelani Reyes Craig pinned under his car under a truck on a highway. He says he was awake and alert through the whole ordeal. Rescuers worked quickly to get to Reyes Craig, using the jaws of life to cut him loose. With nothing to do but wait, he pulled out his phone and recorded the rescue. First responders were stunned. I am stunned. They were stunned that Reyes Craig was alive, let alone on social media.
Firefighters trying to get me out. He walks out of the car and he's high-fiving us on the way to the hospital. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
That is unbelievable. He managed to walk away with just a cut to his hand and a couple of missing teeth. A Southwest Florida family is in mourning tonight after a teenager is killed during a break-in. We are speaking to a local grieving center on how the community can help the family heal from this tragedy.
A Vietnam vet recently diagnosed with Parkinson's disease has fallen more than 200 times. Hear how the Southwest Florida community is coming together to help him out.
Bell. Live from the station that's in your corner. You're watching Fox 4 News at 6.
Thanks for sticking with us on Fox 4 News at 6:30. I'm Shari Armstrong. We are staying on top of a heartbreaking story out of Charlotte County, where detectives say a teenager was killed trying to protect his family from an alleged burglar. Fox 4's Sandra Rodriguez is live in the neighborhood near Starlight Lane, where this is all happening. Sandra?
Shari, the scene here is still unfolding, with deputies still working to put all the pieces together. If you take a look to my right, that is the area where the teen boy's body was found. And just across the block, across a canal behind this house, is a blue house you can see right there, and that is where the suspect stole that boxing glove. The Charlotte County Sheriff's Office explains that this all started around 4 p.m. Thursday when authorities received a call of a suspicious man running through the neighborhood, bloody with stab wounds. We now know that man was 27-year-old Ryan Clayton Cole. While deputies searched the neighborhood for Cole, more calls came in of burglaries in the area. When authorities investigated, they found one of the homes had been forced into. Inside, they found a teenage boy dead. Detectives believe Cole stabbed the teen boy while he was protecting his younger sibling in the house, who was found unharmed. Now, Cole is now at the Charlotte County Jail facing charges of burglary, with additional charges pending the investigation of the teen boy's death. Stay with us on fox4now.com to get the latest updates. Live, Sandra Rodriguez, Fox 4 Now, in your corner.
Thank you, Sandra. And the suspect, Ryan Cole, this man has a lengthy criminal history. He's been arrested more than 20 times. In August, he was arrested for resisting an officer without violence and breach of peace disorderly conduct. Then on June 30th, he was charged with larceny, property theft, and on June 11th, he was arrested for trespass failure to leave property. Now, in March, he was charged with possession of a controlled substance, and in February, he was again charged with trespassing. Now, to see the full list of charges against Cole and his previous mugshots, you can just head to our website at fox4now.com. Now, this is a tragedy for the family and the entire Southwest Florida community, and we want to highlight a local organization focused on helping grieving children heal from traumatic situations like this one. Amy Strom, Program Director of Valerie's House, is joining us tonight to talk about some of their services. So thank you for being with us here tonight, Amy. Now, we can't imagine the kind of emotional trauma that this has on a family. Many people in Southwest Florida, including myself, understand how trauma leaves you feeling all different types of things at one time. How do you start with the healing process?
Well, I think we have to realize that grief for everyone is individualized. So you really have to start with where the family and where the children are. And so if we can focus on where they are and start where they are and just listen and provide support without being judgmental, accepting that there's no right or wrong way to grieve, and that we can just support them where they are.
And speaking of support, how does the community or the school support this particular family right now?
Right. I think the main thing is really to listen to what the family's saying, follow their lead. It's important for us to look at where the family is and listen to what they're saying, whether they want everyone to know. I know that you have said that there are some rights for privacy, and it's really important that we respect that, because that is important in their being able to share their story when they're ready and how they're ready to do that. So the schools, if they look at that and talk with them about how they can be supportive to the children who are in the schools and the classmates as well, you know, they're obviously going to have some issues and some sorrow related to this as well. So if they can just listen and be supportive that way.
Sure, and you mentioned every situation is different, every individual grieves differently. We know Valerie's House really focuses on providing the right service for the right individual. So what type of programs do you offer to help families and children who are grieving?
Right, so we are a grief support program listed in Southwest Florida. We have 3 sites, both in Fort Myers, where our headquarters is, in Naples, and then also in Punta Gorda. And we provide peer support groups for children. Our vision is that no child grieve alone, that they recognize that there are other children in the same situation, and through that connectiveness, they recognize that they can heal and they learn from others, that all feelings are okay, and that we just have to learn coping skills and learn resiliency to help us keep moving forward, even in these difficult times.
All feelings are okay. That's
all
so
feelings
important.
are okay.
Thank you so much for how you serve our community and your team. And if you or your family is going through the loss of a loved one and would like help or services from Valerie's House, you can call or visit their website, and it's right here on your screen, Valerie's House, swfl.org.
We've been busy tracking Karen all week long, but tonight, this is going to be it. The National Hurricane Center now feels that it is just a remnant low. So that's it, not a tropical cyclone anymore. That will be the last advisory issued for Karen. On the other hand, we still have Lorenzo out in the Atlantic. It is weakened down to Category 3, but it's still there. If you take a look at Karen one more time, you can see how ragged it is. It's getting pulled apart, lots of shear, lots of dry air. So that's the problem with Karen. And there's the location of it. 35-mile-per-hour winds. It will start drifting to the west, but will be no problem whatsoever. Lorenzo now has 125-mile-per-hour winds. It'll turn to the north-northeast and head off toward the Azores over the next few days and become extratropical. The thing to know is that we are still in the middle of hurricane season. Although there are no threats right now to the U.S. or to Southwest Florida, we really need to concentrate on the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico. Water temperatures are like bath water. I'll be right back with the forecast for the weekend and some changes coming in for next week.
New tonight, the chairman of 3 House committees subpoenaed Secretary of State Mike Pompeo today over his failure to produce documents related to Ukraine. The letter mentions he has to produce the documents by October 4th. The initial deadline for the requested documents was September 16th. Well, after the deadline was missed, another letter was sent warning that unless the documents were handed over, quote, our committees will have no choice but to move towards compulsory process this week. A car is completely damaged after it caught on fire in an Estero driveway. These are pictures from Estero Fire Rescue. This happened yesterday in the Tidewater community. My goodness. A neighbor told the owner the car was on fire. Thankfully, no one was injured. But the car is a total loss. Investigators are working to figure out what exactly caused that fire. Only on Fox 4 tonight, Southwest Florida volunteers are making life a little easier for a Vietnam veteran living with Parkinson's disease. It's a story you'll only see right here. His wife telling our Rachel Lloyd he's fallen down hundreds of times, but thanks to volunteers, he's getting the help he needs.
Before they got this ramp installed, George Phillips' sons had to carry him from the front door to the car every time he wanted to leave the house. George Phillips served in the Army during the Vietnam War as a medic, and a couple years ago, doctors diagnosed him with Parkinson's disease. Now he's wheelchair-bound and has trouble speaking. And after falling down more than 200 times, his wife Penny requested help on the Nextdoor app. She thought people might help her install a wooden ramp at most, but instead, Michael Thompson of Southwest Florida Heroes, which helps veterans and first responders, got Stancil Concrete to install this concrete ramp for free.
I'm just overwhelmed with what has been done for us. All you got to do really is ask for things, and the community just stepped right up.
In Fort Myers Shores, Rachel Lloyd, Fox 4, in your corner.
Oh yeah, it's Friday, my personal favorite time of the week, because it is Friday Football Frenzy right here on Fox 4, where we get to go out in the community and cover football games going on throughout Southwest Florida. This week, we're actually in Collier County, where the Naples High Golden Eagles are taking on the Barron Collier High Cougars. And of course, meteorologist Eric Stone is at Barron Collier High School to see what's going on ahead of the game. So Stone, how's it going out there?
Hey, Shari, we're having a really good time out here now. I told you it was senior night about 25 minutes ago, right? I showed you the line. The line for the band members that are seniors has finally ended. That's how long it took. The band has a couple of hundred members. Many of them are seniors. They're taking pictures with their families, getting memories for the future, brothers and sisters, uncles and aunts, everyone out here enjoying a really good time. But this game is very important. In fact, Naples 4-0, and they are ranked number 4th in the state of Florida in their division. They're playing against Barron Collier. The last time that they won here in Barron Collier, 21 years ago. None of these high schools were even alive when that happened. So they've got their work cut out for them, but we've got a game and it's setting up. There's a clock up there. It looks like about 19 minutes left. We've got plenty of fans. The stadium is crowded. Haven't seen the cheerleaders yet, but they'll be on their way out. The band is sitting down and they're playing their thing, and everybody is getting their school spirits up. And if you want a chance to get your picture on our website or live, hashtag Fox4Frenzy on all the social media platforms. If you do come to this game, definitely bring a lot of water because it's very, very hot outside. Temperatures in the low 90s, but we're not going to have to worry about any rain. Things looking good in the sky, plenty of sunshine, and again, a good 15 minutes, and we'll have this game started. Live in Naples, I'm Fox 4 meteorologist Eric Stone.
Thanks, Stone. You know what else is looking good? The mayor, Fort Myers Mayor Randy Henderson, is sporting a new look tonight. We'll tell you why he let kids, that's right, shave his head.
You can see him like walk to the edge and put his front paws up, but it's too steep.
A dog is now safe and sound after getting trapped in a canal. Who went above and beyond to rescue him? You're watching Fox 4 News at 6.com.
Live from the station that's in your corner, you're watching Fox 4 News at 6.
We're staying on top of a case out of Texas where a former Dallas officer is accused of shooting and killing her neighbor in his own apartment. Now you can watch this case live on our digital channel.